Well, we've done it to you again here. We've got the big matchup once again. It feels like it was just the other day that we had this happen, where we have the huge matchup between Sandy Kofax and Dwight Gooden. We had that just, it feels like just a couple days ago, and here we have it again, this time, however, at Citi Field. Kofax, 7-2 is his record. Gooden is a little different. He's only 4-5 so far this season. 56 strikeouts, 31 walks, and he's given up 6 home runs, and that's really been the struggle that Dwight has had. So we'll see how this goes today. 2.66 ERA is what Gooden comes into this game with. He faces Maury Wills here first, and there's a strike. Good curveball, 0-1. That's hit over to right field. Strawberry can't get there in time, so it's a base hit for Wills. And now we get to worry about Wills with Willie Davis up there, and you know that he's going to think about stealing, so we'll have to throw to first a couple of times. And now let's pitch, see what happens. And there he goes. And Carter's throw is late, and Wills gets his 24th stolen base. So 24 steals for Wills. He's actually behind Lenny Dykstra right now. Dykstra is, you can see if you look on the right side, Dykstra has 27. Willie Davis comes up now. Up there still, I should say. Takes the ball inside, 1-1. There's a pop-up. Carter's going to go back, but he'll run out of room. It's 1-2. And that's blasted to right. Darryl goes back. And he's not going to get that one. Willie Davis with the 2-run home run. We were just talking about Gooden and the home run problems. And that one was up over the Medell sign, and that was hit very, very well. 2-0, and Gooden hasn't even recorded an out yet. Here comes Tommy Davis, and I'm worried about this being an inauspicious start to this game. There's a strike to Davis, 0-1. 7:40 p.m. starting time, 1-1 the count. We'll see if Citi Field turns dark or not. 1-2 as he swings and misses. And there's a ball inside, 2-2. About 14,000 here. Mets 7.5 games out. This is hit over to center field. That's a base hit line drive in front of Lenny Dykstra. 3 straight hits given up by Gooden. And that'll bring up Frank Howard. We'll go back to double play depth. The Mets, with splitting that doubleheader now, are 7.5 games behind the Dodgers. And the hope is that we can have some good luck here. And there's a strike to Howard, 0-1. And there's another changeup, 0-2 the count. Hit over to right. Strawberry racing after it, but he'll be out of play. 0-2 rather the count. Now 1-2 as that one misses. And that's hit foul left side. Remains 1-2. That curve is low, 2-2. And that just missed. Blasted to right. And that baby's gone, just barely clearing the fence, 367 feet away from home plate. Dwight Gooden has given up 2 home runs here in the top of the first inning. It's a 4-0 lead for the Dodgers already. Gooden hasn't recorded an out yet. So Dwight Gooden not feeling it here today, and that's going to be a problem. Here comes Duke Snider, and you better believe that Aguilera is warming up in the bullpen. There's a strike to Snider, and a ball outside, 1-1. And that's low, 2-1. So Gooden's starting to fall apart. Blasted foul left side. See if Mookie has a play. No. 2-2. That's high and inside, so it will be a full count. And that's popped up. It's going to be finally Tuffle, I'm sorry, who makes the catch for the out, 1 away. Took long enough. Little fly ball over to left field. It's going to be Wilson running after that. It's foul. 0-1 the count. Hit over to left, and Mookie's got that one easily. 2 away. Here's Jim Gilliam. So Gooden gives up the 2 dingers here in the first. There's a ball low to Jim. Another strike that time, just a little bit higher. 1-1. And there's a strike right in there. So it's 1-2 now on Jim. That's fouled away. It remains 1-2.
Strike 3.
Swing and a miss. Down he goes. So Gooden gets his first strikeout, but he gives up 4 runs before doing so. We go to the bottom of the first inning, and it's Lenny Dykstra here against Sandy Kofax. So Kofax, famous left-handed pitcher, has a 4-0 lead here in a pitcher's park. There's a ball outside to Dykstra. And a strike, 1-1. That's a ball outside, 2-1. 95 on that fastball. That's outside again. It's 3-1. And that strike 2 called up and in. That's a real generous call on the changeup. Full count. Let's hit over to center field on a line, but Willie Davis has got it for the out. 1 away. Here now, Mookie Wilson. Hitting .324, and he takes the ball high, 1-0. Hit over to center. He sort of blasted that one over to Davis, and he makes the catch. There's 2 away. Up is Hernandez. Hitting .361, and he takes a fastball high for a ball. And there's a changeup in there for a strike. It's 1-1. Ball high, 2-1. There's one high and away, 3-1 the count. And there's strike 2. Full count now on Keith. That's hit deep to right. Look at that one go. So Keith Hernandez, he gets a little smattering of applause, blasts a 387-foot home run over to right field, again over that Medell sign. 3 home runs here in the very first inning of this ball game, and kind of interesting how that one works out. So the Mets able to come back slightly, and that will bring up Darryl Strawberry with 2 outs. There is a strike to Darryl, 0-1. He fists this one off. It was an inside pitch. He hit the other way. Foul. No, fair. Base hit. They're going to call that a fair ball. Yeah. This is interesting. So we're going to take another look at this. How is that a fair ball? But it's called fair, and the game decides to make it a fair ball. So it's a base hit for Strawberry. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Here comes Gary Carter. More errors with the 3D match engine. There's a ball high to Carter, 1-0. That's hit over to left field, but foul. 1-1 the count. Blasted foul. It's 1-2. That's low. 2-2 now to Carter. Swing and a miss on the big curveball, and down he goes. We'll go now to the top of the second inning. And is going to be Johnny Roseborough here against Dwight Gooden, and we'll see if Gooden can keep the ball in the park. There is a strike, good curveball to him, 0-1. Gooden, if you watch a lot of his old starts, as this was fouled away, Gooden had a tendency to do this from time to time, especially after 86, more like 87, where Dwight would get into a big game and do some of this. He gives up a double there into the left center field gap to Roseborough, and that puts a runner on at second base. That was the number 8 hitter, the catcher, the weak hitting batter, and that'll bring up Sandy Kofax. And he's going to bunt, and it's a routine bunt. Gooden dives for that, throws to first. Awful play by Dwight. Error on Gooden, and so Kofax is safe at first, and Roseborough, of course, goes over to third. That'll bring up Maury Wills, and we'll go into double play depth. We don't want to take Gooden out too early as he throws a curve away for a ball. And there's a swing and a miss to the fastball, 1-1. We don't want to take him out too early. We don't want to tax the bullpen too much. A ground ball to short. Santana only plays second base. Backman doesn't have enough time to throw over to first with the fast Wills coming down. So a run scores, and it's 5-1 now, Dodgers. Here now is Willie Davis. And we will try again for the double play depth, I think. I'm not sure it's going to do much good. And Gooden's got him picked off. And here's the throw to second, back to first, and they play Pepper a little bit out there, and Wills ends up being thrown out. Got him in a little bit of a pinch there as Wills went just as good and throw to first, and so that means there's 2 away. Here is Willie Davis. 5-1 though Dodgers, and there's a swing and a miss by Davis. It's 0-1. Gooden, as I was saying, does have a tendency to have problems like this. Ground ball to first base. Hernandez grabs it and goes to the bag himself. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Gooden does, in real life, did have a tendency to fall apart every now and then, and the trick is always to figure out how long you can stay with him or if he's completely lost it today. Like I said, it was more after 86 that really happened, and I think it may have had to do with drug use. 2-0 now to Ray Knight. And that's low, 3-0 the count. There's a strike in there. It's 3-1. A little comebacker over to Kofax, who throws to first for the out, 1 away. Up now is Rafael Santana. And he takes a fastball high for a ball, 1-0. And that's low, 2-0. Swing and a miss by Santana is 2-1. And there's a strike down the middle, 2-2 the count. Let's hit over to right field, that'll be foul. Remains 2-2. It's golfed over to left, but that's going to hold up there. Easy play for Duke Snyder. 2 away, and here comes Tim Tuffle. Tuffle hitting 200. Does have a home run. Takes the ball inside, 1-0. Tuffle in there with the lefty on the mound as he takes a strike. Backman doesn't hit much against lefties. 2-1 now the count on Tim. 3-1. Of course, Tim doesn't hit much against anyone. That's the problem. And that's low for a ball 4. So Kofax issues his first walk of the game. 1 walk and 1 strikeout for him. And here comes Gooden. He will hit for himself, and he takes the ball low, 1-0. Little ground ball to the right side. It's fielded by Fairley, who throws to first for the out. And we will go to the top of the 3rd inning. Still 5-1 Dodgers. It will be Tommy Davis here leading this off for the Dodgers. He takes a ball outside, 1-0. This is popped up over to right. Strawberry's got that one easily, 1 away. Up now, Frank Howard. Swing and a miss by Howard, 0-1. There's a second strike to him, 0-2 the count. It's fouled away, still 0-2. Way high, 1-2. That curve didn't curve. Grounded foul, still 1-2. That's looped over to right field. That will also be a foul ball. So it remains 1-2 here on Frank Howard. 1 out, top of the 3rd. Fouled away again. 5-1 Dodgers. So much for the pitching duel. The ground ball to 3rd. Ray Nye with the throw to 1st, and it's in time. 2 away. Here comes Duke Snyder. He fouls the first pitch away. 0-1. One of those keys is knowing when to take the pitcher out. Ground ball to 1st. Hernandez goes to the bag, and that does it. Apparently not quite time yet to take Gooden out. So we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning now, and the Mets still down only by 4. It could always be worse, but it's pretty bad. Here comes Lenny, and he takes the ball way outside, 1-0. Blasted over into the gap. That's going to be 2, at least for Dykstra. See if he can turn it into 3. Into the right center field gap, and now he stops at second with the stand-up double. Decides not to push his luck down by 4. So a big double there for Dykstra, and that'll bring up Mookie Wilson. Runner on at second base. Dykstra got there without stealing a base. That's been rare. And Wilson swings and misses at a pitch that was way in the dirt. Not sure what he was doing there. A little over anxious. 0-1. There's a ball inside. 1-1 the count. Low and outside. It's 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. And down he goes. Swings and misses at that one. Kofax had him set up and got that fastball by him. 1 away. Here now, Keith Hernandez. Keith hitting .365 is driven in 39. Takes a curve for a strike. 0-1. Hit that big home run first inning. There's a ball low. So Hernandez 1 for 1 today. This blasted foul. He hit that one a long way. 1-2. That's low. 2-2. Fouled away again. That's hit on the ground over to Wills at short. Throws to first in time. Dykstra goes to 3rd. 2 away, and here's Darryl Strawberry. Always a little bit risky, but Dykstra fast enough to outrun that ball, not get thrown out at 3rd. Here comes Darryl. Takes the ball low, 1-0. He's struck out 59 times. 2-0s, he held up. 3-0s, that was low. Kofax don't think he wants a piece of him, and he doesn't. That's ball 4 outside. Kofax didn't want to have anything to do with Strawberry, and that puts runners on the corners, and here comes Gary Carter. Carter's been cold, but he does have 9 home runs, 25 driven in. Throw to 1st, and another throw to 1st. We're not doing anything with Darryl. And Sandy keeps throwing to 1st. There's a pitch inside to Gary, 1-0. Swing and a miss, it's 1-1. Another throw to 1st. There's a ball inside, 2-1 the count. Carter, on that forkball, tries to pull it, and it doesn't work. Pulls a foul. A curveball, I should say. It's hit over to center field. It's going to be a base hit for Gary. Strawberry has to hold up at second. He had to slow down just a second on that one, I suppose. It's a 5-2 lead now for the Dodgers. So Carter gets the base hit and drives in a run, and that'll bring up Ray Nye. And there's a ball outside to Ray, 1-0. There's a strike, 1-1. Blasted to right. Foul ball just barely. 1-2 on Ray. There's a curve low inside. 2-2. That's hit to center field. That's another base hit. Here comes Darryl Strawberry around trying to score. The throw from Willie Davis will not be in time. And it is a 5-3 lead, and we're sort of hitting it, chipping little pieces of wood there off of Sandy Kofax. That brings up Rafael Santana, who's hitting 204. Runners on at first and second, still 2 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 5-3 the score. The Mets starting to come back. There's a strike into Rafael, 0-1. Another strike, it's 0-2.
Strike 3.
And he got caught napping there. 3 straight strikes. Rafael Santana did not even try to swing. And so we will go to the top of the 4th inning. But the Mets have come back with 2 more. It's a 5-3 lead for the Dodgers. Here's Ron Fairley. Ball outside to Ron, 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1 the count. There's a changeup away, 2-1. It's hit over to left field, but foul, 2-2. That's low for ball 3, so it's a full count. Fouled away again. That's hit through the right side for a base hit. That'll be the 6th hit of the game for the Dodgers. Brings up Jim Gilliam. So Gooden has not really been fooling much of anybody here. Gilliam bunts one back to Gooden, his only play first base. And his throw to first base is laid. So it's an infield single there for Jim Gilliam, fairly safe at second. That's one of those animations that really drives you nuts, because you're looking at Dwight thinking you have the ball, why don't you throw it already? Here's Johnny Roseborough, who takes the ball high, 1-0. And that's outside, 2-0 the count. All 3 outside, and there's the strike, 3-1. And there's ball 4 inside, and that loads him up here for Sandy. So what do? Gooden is due up in the 4th inning. He's not going to stay in the game much longer. We're going to pull the infield in and assume that Kofax will try to bunt. And there's a strike at the knees, 0-1. There's a fastball low and inside, 1-1. There's another strike, 1-2 on Sandy. And there's one in the outside corner for strike 3. Second strikeout for Gooden. 1 away, and here's Wills. And now we're going to bring the infield into the corners. There's a change up high, 1-0. Low and away, 2-0. That's really low, 3-0. There's a strike, 3-1. Popped up. Should be easy for Rafael. Santana makes the catch. There's 2 away. Here up is Willie Davis. There's a strike called on Willie, 0-1. That misses away, 1-1 the count. There's strike 2. It's 1-2 on Davis. Line foul, and that was almost a nightmare. Remains 1-2. Ball 2 inside, 2-2. Golfed over to left. Can Mookie get there in time? He can. And so we go down to the bottom of the 4th inning, and the Mets are still sort of holding in there, but that was ugly. Gooden had the bases loaded with nobody out and managed to pitch his way out of the jam. But we'd prefer it, of course, if he doesn't get in that jam in the first place. Here comes Tim Tuffle against Sandy Kofax, and he blasts one over to right field. That's going to be a foul ball. 0-1. Fouled away again. 0-2 now the count. High, 1-2. Low, and it's 2-2. And he went around on that one, strike 3, 1 away. And I hate to say it, Dwight, but we're putting Foster in. So George Foster is going to pinch hit here for Dwight Gooden. And so if you came here expecting to see a great pitching duel, you didn't really see it. Gooden has to leave this game early, and he looked really bad. Fouled away, 0-1 there on Foster. Gooden has given up 2 home runs, 5 runs in only 4 innings. And a number of walks as well. 1-2 now the count, and there's a swing and a miss. Foster had no chance. 5th strikeout for Kofax. 2 away, and here's Lenny Dykstra. There's a ball, or strike outside, way outside. Surprised it was called a strike, 0-1. And that's on the outside corner again, 0-2. That's not even close to the plate, 0-2. And there's a fork ball away, same place, 1-2 the count. Fastball away, 2-2. Blasted to left, foul. Low and inside, full count now on Lenny. Hit over to right, and that will drop in there for a base hit right in front of Howard. It brings up Wilson now, so Dykstra on at first. There he goes, and he's got that one stolen easily. Number 28 stolen against 9 times caught. So Dykstra now at second, and it's an 0-1 count on Mookie Wilson. See if Mookie can get a base hit, drive him in. That's fouled left side. I don't know when it's hit to the left side if it's going to be fair or foul. 0-2. Can't trust my eyes anymore. This is going to be fouled over to the right side, way out of play. So it remains 0-2. And that's ball low. 1-2 the count. Fouled away again. Ground ball to short. Wills on to first in time. And so the Mets get nothing from that. We go now to the top of the fifth inning. It's going to be, who is it that we're going to pull into this ball game? We're probably going to pull Aguilera into this game. I think that's the one that makes the most sense. So Rick Aguilera will come in as soon as I can get the mouse to actually work. There we go. Aguilera will come into this game. And we'll see which Rick Aguilera actually shows up for us. He's had some good outings and some really poor outings. After Aguilera, it's going to really be a Roscoe or McDowell because Neiman and Sisk are still very tired after all the relief work that they've had to do. So top of the fifth inning, here comes Aguilera. We're hoping for some sort of performance. 4.66 is ERA. And Tommy Davis starts him off with a line drive base hit to left field that falls in front of Mookie Wilson, and that brings up Frank Howard. So Aguilera starts it off by giving up a base hit. Here now is Ryan Howard. I should say Frank Howard, and there's a little fly ball over to right field that falls in there for another hit. And that puts runners on at first and second now for Duke Snider. And look at how quickly this has happened. So the Dodgers taking advantage of poor Met pitching. The foul ball by Snider, 0-1. That's fouled away again. It's 0-2. Gooden is starting to give me some gray hairs. 0-2 pitch comes in. Hit over to left. Mookie will not get there in time. It's foul. 0-2. Gooden, you just want him to hold on a little bit longer and throw strikes. Another foul ball. There's a ball low, 1-2 the count. Has popped up again. Carter may have a play on this one, and he does. That'll be the first out. Here comes Ron Fairley. We stay in that double play depth and hope that Ron hits a ground ball in the infield. There's a ball away, 1-0. And a strike, 1-1 the count. That's low, 2-1. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase, 2-2. Fouled away. Hit over to center, on comes Lenny, and he's got that for the out, 2 away. So far so good for Aguilera. Give up 2 base hits and make me want to start screaming, but get 2 out, and there's a ball. Another ball to Jim Gilliam, 2-0 the count, and that's low, 3-0. What is it about Gilliam that makes us not able to pitch to him? He takes the walk. He takes his 19th walk this season. I think that is, I'm checking here, no, that's his first walk this game. It was Roseboro, who's up now, who Gooden walked earlier, and there's a ball low and inside, 1-0. Another slider low, 2-0 the count. That's it over to center. That's going to be a base hit, I think. Nope, Dykstra's got that one for the out. So the Dodgers end up loading the bases once again. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning. And this game is really starting to give me some anxiety. Here comes Keith Hernandez, 5-3 Dodgers. There's a strike to Hernandez, 0-1. And another curve in there for a strike, it's 0-2. That was away, popped up, and it's going to be the third baseman, Tommy Davis, grabbing that for the out, 1 away. Here now is Darryl Strawberry. Strawberry's 1 for 1 today. Remember last time up he walked, he takes a strike. There's a ball outside, 1-1. Hit over left field, that's going to be a base hit. That falls in front of Snider. So Strawberry gets the hit. Now it's time to really do some damage. Here's Carter. Takes the ball inside, 1-0. And over goes Strawberry trying to steal second. He's thrown out. Good throw by Roseboro. Strawberry a little bit disappointing on that one. And he's only stolen 4 successfully this season. So it's a 2-0 count now to Carter. And there's ball 3 high, 3-0. There's the strike, 3-1 the count. And that was called a strike, and that was in the zone. Not sure why Gary was watching that one, and there's ball 4 low. So Carter manages to get to first base without doing anything, without swinging the bat or even attempting to. That'll bring up Ray Knight. Knight hits one over to center field. That's going to drop, I believe. Yes. Carter stops at second, and the Mets have something going. That is hit number 8 for the Mets. Here comes Rafael Santana, and he's the one who's really been cold. He's 0 for 2. And he swung on that one, 0-1 on the check swing. And that is in the dirt. Wild pitch given up by Kofax, and so both runners move up. That really gives you a chance. 1-1 the count now on Santana. And that's low, 2-1. Blasted to right. It's going to hold up, fall. Yes, it will. And Frank Howard has that for the out. But we'll go to the top of the 6th inning here. So top of the 6th inning, and the Dodgers still clinging on to that 5-3 lead. It's going to be Sandy Kofax here to lead this off against Aguilera. Rick, giving me gray hairs, throws a strike. And there's a ball. 1-1 the count. Ground ball foul, so it's 1-2 on Sandy. Swing and a miss, and down he goes. Aguilera gets the strikeout, 1 away. 9:32 p.m. I've said this before. You'll notice that it's still light. There's something up with this ballpark. Here's Maury Wills. Ground ball to first. Hernandez fields it, goes to the bag himself, 2 away, and here comes Willie Davis. There's a strike of the knees, 0-1 on Willie. That's low, 1-1 the count. Pop up. It'll be the shortstop. No, it'll be the pitcher, actually. Aguilera grabs that one for the out. And so it goes. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 5-3 lead for the Dodgers. Here comes Tim Tuffle for the Mets. He hits that one weakly foul to the right side. 0-1 the count. There's a strike in the inside corner. It's 0-2. And there's a ball in the dirt. 1-2. Boy, that's blasted to left center field. Has the distance. And that one is out of here. Tim Tuffle with a big home run, making this a 5-4 ball game. Tim Tuffle, of all people, last person you'd expect to hit a solo shot like that. And here come the Mets. So the Mets coming back in this one. 5-4 the scores. The Mets continue to inch away against Sandy Kofax. Kofax has struck out 5 but walked 3, and he's given up 4 runs now. And here comes Aguilera, who will stay in this ball game. And he hits a base hit line drive to left field, so even Aguilera is getting in there. Good piece of hitting by the pitcher Aguilera. He'll go and put on the warm-up jacket, and up comes Lenny Dykstra. Dykstra today is 2 for 3, hitting .365 this season. He and Keith Hernandez are fighting for the first place position in the National League batting race. He takes the ball outside and fouls one away. It's 1-1. Blasted foul, right side, 1-2 the count. And that's another wild pitch. That's another wild pitch by Kofax. He's thrown 2 in this game, and that allows Aguilera to go to second. Now, if you know your Sandy Kofax lore, if you know the history of this guy, you know that he always had a problem, especially in Brooklyn, with his control. 62, he was good, but he still had those control problems. It's not really until 63 that he starts really getting that under control. Fouled away, 2-2 on Dykstra, and there's a ball inside and in the dirt. Full count on Lenny. And that misses inside for ball 4. That's, I think, the 4th walk that Kofax has given up. It is, and up comes Mookie Wilson. Nobody out, bottom of the 6th inning, 5-4 Dodgers. Here comes Mookie. And he fouls the first pitch away, 0-1. That's a ball low to Mookie, 1-1. Swing and a miss, it's 1-2. And that misses inside changeup, 2-2.
Strike 3.
And there's a swing and a miss, hack and a miss by Wilson. 1 away, 6th strikeout for Kofax, but here comes Keith. Hernandez, 1 for 3, has driven in 39, hitting .361. Ground ball to third. I don't know, can they turn it? Go to second for 1 and on to first for the easy double play. And so we will go now to the top of the 7th inning. A little disappointing there by the Mets. Had a real chance to win, to go ahead in this game. And it will be Tommy Davis to lead this off for the Dodgers. Aguilera throws. There's a ground ball to first. Hernandez has that. Goes to the bag. 1 away. Here is Frank Howard. There's a strike of the knees. 0-1 on Howard. Fouled away. It's 0-2 on him. Inside. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. 2 away. Here comes Duke Snyder. Slow moving game here. Snyder hits one over to right field. Foul. 0-1. We've had a lot of action. If you've been skipping through this one, you might want to go back, see what you missed. 0-2 the count now on the Duke. There's a curve low and in. 1-2. That's low again. 2-2 the count. Fouled away and just barely got to that. Remains 2-2. Fouled away again. That's low. Full count now on Snyder. That's just barely tapped foul. Remains full. Blasted to center. Dykstra's got that one easily. We go now to the bottom of the 7th inning. Bottom of the 7th inning, the Mets trying to inch back against the Dodgers. It's been a long road. It's been a long game. Here is Darryl Strawberry. About 10 o'clock p.m. in New York, and that's fouled away, 0-1. Ground ball into the hole. Wills, a nice stop, throws to first just in time. 1 away. Here comes Gary Carter. Carter's 1 for 2 today as he takes a fastball low. And there's a strike of the knees. 1-1. Kofax is at 130 pitches. This is hit over on a line to left field. Actually more of a pop-up than anything else. Snyder has that for the out. 2 away. That'll bring up Ray Knight. Knight 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Takes the ball high. 1-0. And there's a ball outside. 2-0 on Ray. That's hit over to center. That's going to fall in there for a base hit in front of Willie Davis. So Knight gets his 3rd hit of the game, and that'll bring up Santana. And I tell you, I can feel the reason why Johnson, Davey Johnson that is, as Santana takes a strike. I know why he wanted Kevin Mitchell to play short. There's a ball outside, 1-1. There's a pop-up, that'll do it. It'll be the shortstop Wills catching that for the out. And we go to the top of the 8th inning. I can't tell you how many times we've had Rafael Santana come up in a position to do some potential damage, and he's just hit a pop-up or he struck out or something bad has happened. Ron Fairley here as Aguilera stays in there. There's a strike in the inside corner, 0-1. And that's low and outside, 1-1. Ground ball to second, and it's a poor play there by Tuffle. Tuffle made a diving stop, threw over to first, but off target, and that will end up being another error. Second error of the game on the Mets. Here comes Jim Gilliam. We've had a hard time getting him out. There's a ball outside, and there's a bunt. Carter fields it, throws to first in time, and to second goes Fairley. Here now Johnny Roseboro. 1 away, and that's a poor pitch by Aguilera. That's a wild one. And so Fairley goes to 3rd, and we're going to have to pull this infield in. Infield will come in with only 1 out. Here's the next pitch to Roseboro, and there's the strike, a slider, 1-1. That's hit deep to right. It'll be Strawberry making this catch. He throws home, but there's no chance. And the run scores. It's a 6-4 lead now for Los Angeles. And here's a pinch hitter, Darryl Spencer, in there for Kofax, and he takes a strike. So we have defeated the Dragon. 0-2, the count now on Spencer. And he went around that time for strike 3. So the Dodgers get an extra run, an insurance run. But Kofax ends up coming out of this ball game. That means that the Mets have a chance to come back against this Los Angeles bullpen. Here's Tuffle, who takes a ball inside against Ron Peranowski. Peranowski, a 2.45 ERA, 3-0 is his record, 25 2/3 pitched. Now the Dodgers have a good bullpen. That's fouled away. It's 1-1 on Tim. We have a good number of hitters, too, we can call on. 2-1 the count. There's a strike. It's 2-2. That's low. Full count on Timmy. That's fouled away. It remains full. 11 hits for the Mets, but only 4 runs to show for it. The Dodgers only 9 hits, but 6 runs. Full count. Ground ball to first. That's not going to do much, and it's Fairley making that grab and going to the bag for the first out. And Rick, you've done us a good job. You've done us a lot of favors. We're going to put Howard Johnson as the pinch hitter. So we make one of the moves with the chess pieces. Up comes Johnson. 1 for 7 as a pinch hitter. His one hit, I believe, was the home run. He takes the ball low. It was. Fouled away. It's 1-1. There's a sinker for a ball. 2-1 the count. Fouled away. It'll be 2-2. So it evens out here against Howard Johnson. Bottom of the 8th inning. This is about as exciting as it gets. Low. Full count now on Howard. Blasted to right, but foul. Remains full, so he's making Ron work.
Strike 3.
And there's strike 3 down the heart of the plate. Now, Johnson saw a lot of pitches, but in the end ended up unsuccessful. Here comes Dykstra's 2 for 3. Takes a sinker away for a ball, 1-0. Blasted foul, left field line, 1-1. Up the middle, and it's fielded easily there by Gilliam, who throws to first for the out. And so it's a quiet inning there for the Mets. We're going to go in, take a quick look here and see who we're facing. Tell you, with Wills, it doesn't matter if you go lefty-righty, so we're going to put Jesse Orozco, I think, in this ball game. Try to hold them down and give us a chance in the bottom of the 9th inning. And so we will go now here to the top of the 9th inning. The Mets still trailing 6-4. Here comes Jesse. 1.42 ERA for Orozco. Throws a strike to Maury Wills. Wills then golfs one over to left. Mookie's going to be there for the out, 1 away. Willie Davis comes up next and takes a strike, knee high, 0-1. That's hit over to left, and it's slicing foul just out of play, 0-2.
Strike 3.
And there's strike 3 called on the breaking ball. A good pitch by Orozco, 2 away. Here comes Tommy Davis. There's a ball high, just barely, 1-0 to Davis. And that's very low, 2-0. There's a strike in the inside corner, 2-1 the count. Fouled away, it's 2-2. Low, full count. Blasted to left. Mookie's got it. 1, 2, 3 go the Dodgers, and we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It'll be Mookie leading this off. He's 0 for 4. Wilson a good hitter, but sometimes they get his number. He's up against the left-handed Peronoski. Takes a strike, 0-1. That's high, 1-1 the count. Blasted foul ball down the left field line, just foul, 1-2 on Mookie. That's hit down the left field line. That's going to be a base hit for Wilson. So Wilson gets a single, finds his way to first base, and that'll bring up Keith Hernandez. Wilson can fly, but we decide not to have him run. Hernandez fouls the first pitch away. It's 0-1 on Keith. And there goes Wilson. That's hit over into right field for a base hit. Mookie all the way over to third base. And here come the Mets. Oh, man, here come the Mets. Here come the Mets with runners on the corners and nobody out. Bottom of the 9th inning, down by 2. And here's that man, Darryl Strawberry. Strawberry today, 2 for 3. Walked once. Kofax walked him that time, you'll remember it. 9 home runs this season, 32 driven in. So can the Mets do it? That's the big question. There's a ball inside to Darryl, 1-0. That's away, 2-0. Ron having some troubles. And that's low and outside, 3-0. Don't think he wants a piece of Strawberry. There's a strike down the middle, 3-1. And it's fouled away, so it's a full count now on Straw. Blasted but foul, left field line. Oh, and you can hear everybody gasping on that one. Full count. That's hit deep right field, over the head of the right fielder. That'll score at least 1. Another run comes around. And nope, only 1 run scores on that double by Strawberry. And that makes it 6-5 lead. We didn't have a chance to allow Hernandez to score on that one. So Strawberry gets it done, though. Now with nobody out still in the bottom of the 9th, it's a 6-5 ball game. Here is Gary Carter. And he blasts the first one over to center field. That'll be deep enough. Catch is made. Both runners will move up. And it's a 6-6 ball game. The Mets have come all the way back. 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Boy, the Mets have come all the way back. And I told you, as soon as the Dragon was slain, as soon as we got past Kofax, we knew we had a chance. That brings up Ray Knight, and we've got 2 chances to win this one. So here comes Knight, who's 3 for 4. And they're going to walk him intentionally, and that will bring up Santana. And we're not going to let Rafael hit in this situation. It will be Kevin Mitchell coming up to hit for him. I know that Mitchell himself has not been hitting well. He's hitting .031, but I trust Kevin more than I trust Rafael. His 1 hit this season was a home run. There's a ball outside, 1-0 to Mitchell. This is hit over to center field. And here comes the throw to the plate. And Strawberry is there in time and scores, and the Mets do it. So the Mets win this game in dramatic fashion with 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning. 7-6 the final score. The Mets end up defeating Sandy Koufax on a day where Dwight Gooden pitched horribly. Gooden gave up 2 home runs in the first inning and looked awful for his 4 innings of work. The Mets come back and do away with the Dodgers, now 6.5 games out of first place, and that might change the complexion of this whole season. Again, final score, Mets 7 runs on 14 hits, 2 errors. The Dodgers 6 runs on 9 hits and no errors. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you again tomorrow. This is getting exciting. Bye-bye.